Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half here of Dropped Frames. There's a lot of games that are coming out in the next couple of weeks. Has anyone checked out what's going on with this Destiny Armor 2.0 thing? I was browsing Twitter just now and I saw a bunch of hoopla about it. I have no idea what it means, though. But I mean, I saw that there's a reason to grind something.
So basically, during the first half of the show, as I normally do, I was cruising around and dropping in people's channels, seeing what's going on, seeing what's new. And I dropped into K Goss channel, King Ithalian, and he is currently watching the Destiny little update, a keynote or something. He's watching like a big dump from the Destiny guys. And right when I drop in, I see Goth like doing this look, and then he just goes,
Is that what that was?
Yeah, apparently the announcement from what I understand is that once this new expansion, Shadowkeep, I want to say, once this new thing comes out, apparently all the armor that drops from that point forward is going to be the 2.0 armor. So they're basically going to make it so like you can farm, everything is going to be farmable. So whatever you like, you can go and do, and you'll make progress doing that. It honestly sounds pretty great for Destiny fans. I got to admit, dude, ever since Destiny got under the yoke of, or got out of the yoke of Activision, it has been nothing but up. Like every time I hear something about it these days, it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Like just a few days ago, they're like, yeah, we're leaving Battle.net and going back to Steam. So if you like Steam, cool, we'll see in a little bit. And it's like, awesome. I think most people will like that. And then like all the new updates coming out are more community focused. They're super listening to their player base. It's wild, man. Like it's wild.
I'm definitely going to play it. And that's October 1st now, right? Because they pushed it back, I think, a little bit. Yeah.
I think so. You're actually going to play Shadowkeep like when it comes out?
Yep.
What are your plans for it?
I just want to see what, like the last time I took Destiny too serious was their first expansion, maybe? Or maybe it was at launch. It's been a long time since I've played it, and I feel like that game has changed tenfold. Like they've added so much shit to it, so I'm curious.
You thought about dropping back in at some point to see how things are.
Yeah, we should. We should play for sure. Zeke can jump in and get addicted.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Wait a second. When's the next Drop Frames after it comes out? We can totally do a DFG.
Are we? Let me look here. What Zeke? What day is Twitch? Is TwitchCon the 28th and 29th?
Yeah, TwitchCon. 27th, 28th, 29th.
So
is what I have walked off.
What's up?
Is that August or September for TwitchCon?
September. Okay. Yeah, so we should be able to do it on the 2nd, maybe. Check it out. That'll be fun. And then what about this No Man's Sky stuff? I'm also eager to jump into here because I want to see what the VR stuff is like. Is that live already? Did that go live while I believe it is. Or?
Yeah, huge amount of new stuff. Like if you are interested at all in the new No Man's Sky patch, go to their official Twitter, and the tweet they put out this morning has a link to a bit on their website that talks about the patch, and it just keeps scrolling down with new stuff. Dude, it took me like a solid almost 10 minutes to read everything on those patch updates. Like a completely new building system, tons of upgrades and improvements. The multiplayer stuff's in, VR is in. Oh my lord, man!
Now
it's nuts.
Does the VR? Is it only PSVR?
Oh, it's tomorrow for PC. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
my bad. I guess today was PS4 then.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Chat might have to answer this. Oh, it's all VR. It is. It's all VR apparently. So I will. Fuck, that means I got to hook up my Vive all over again. That's like so much up. Maybe I'll just play the PS VR version. That's like 2 plugs.
I'm getting and actually maybe coming in at some point during the stream. I'm getting a Rift S for an activation on Friday.
Yeah.
And it's the first headset that has built-in cameras, so you don't have to have anything outside of it. That alone is making me excited for it.
Who was I talking to at the wedding?
I still don't have my index hooked up. I've got freaking drywall anchors in my ceiling, but I haven't had time to put in the damn little pod things. So, yeah.
It might have been Dean Hall that I was talking to. Dean, by the way, creator of DayZ, was at the wedding. He's a really fun guy to talk to. But I think he was talking about how easy it is with the Oculus S or Quest. Are those both the same?
The Rift S is the new one with the built-in cameras.
Okay, yeah. Maybe that's it then. Maybe that's it. Anyways, He was speaking very highly. Did you get your index? Did you set up your Valve index?
That's what I was just saying. I was able to get the drywall anchors in, but I haven't had the time to put up the little. It's been a very hectic couple weeks here.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I understand. So yeah, I want to check out the No Man's Sky stuff. And then what? Is there any other? It was like a kind of today was a lot. There was a lot out today specifically. But I think No Man's Sky was kind of the biggest thing. Are you going to check that out, Zeke or Zeke? You kind of lukewarm, not worm after you played it last time on Drop Frames. So any interest in going back and checking it out? Worming your way
I'm
into
stuck
it?
I'm stuck on lukewarm.
Everyone knows Luke Worm. He's like one of the most popular worms in existence. He's great. He's been in all the big worms. Worms 1, Worms 2, Worms Armageddon.
Yeah.
He's all and Worms Endgame. He's all over the place. Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the topic of conversation?
Are you gonna play No Man's Sky with Luke Worm?
Am I gonna play No Man's Sky? No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So it's
I
really
played it with
truly
you guys.
No Man's Sky. If you know, like,
played it with you guys a little bit.
Man's Sky.
Yeah, no, I played it with you guys a little bit, and I'm not an exploration game kind of person. Like Subnautica didn't do it for me. No Man's Sky didn't do it for me. It's like,
does the VR do anything?
I don't want to. I want a through line. I want a plot. I want something to follow. And I know before you guys get all fucking like, I'm gonna have the point. Like, sure, okay, fine. But if the main draw of the game is exploration, it's not for me. I want it to have a story. I want it to have like a beginning, middle, and end. You know, a plot like all the way through.
Real quick, it has that now.
It has
actually they put that in the game. There's actually 3 main quest lines that you can beginning to end.
Really?
They're big, like multi-hour. Mm-hmm.
Has anyone? You guys haven't played?
I did the last major update. Yeah. Took me like 30 hours to do everything, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Okay. Because when we played together, we were just wandering around, fucking like
we were fucking
shooting lasers at boulders, trying to get minerals and shit. I'm just like, this feels like a job. It feels like work. Like I don't want it to feel like fucking work. I don't want to feel like I'm, working in a coal mine, going down. Like I don't want to fucking feel like that, dude.
Well, that's kind of how the whole game feels. But I see, like, if that's what you don't like about it, then I don't know if the main story is going to be quite enough to carry you. It's not exactly the best main story. It just kind of like leads you through like a lot of different areas and kind of talks about some of the lore and stuff. And there's some interesting turns here and there. But I mean, there's definitely a story. Like there's something to follow. Things happen. Events happen where it's like, oh shit, like I need to do this quick or this guy's gonna blah blah blah. Like like there's stuff. There's stuff now. It's not when it came out. There was none of that. So it was just get to the center of the galaxy. Basically, like you're just talking about, it's just exploration and move when you can. So yeah, like there's a lot more to that now.
And there's VR. That's why I want to check it out. I want to see what the VR is like.
I want to check out the base building.
There's base building as well. Yeah, and 32-person multiplayer, like proper multiplayer. I don't know. Might be kind of fun. I want to see what the VR works with in multiplayer. Like, is it like a VR chat situation where you're just walking around and other people are like I just want to see what that is. I might not even need to play it. I could just watch streams and see what that is. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll play it and report next week. Let's talk about what you guys have been playing while you've been gone. Zeke, did you play Rebel Galaxy Outlaw or was that just Co?
No, I played it, the original game.
And you spoke pretty highly of it, if I remember correctly.
Dude, I dug it. It was awesome. It was a really great game. The thing that really stood out for me was the soundtrack. The soundtrack was stellar. It was really, really cool. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what genre of music it would be. Would
Southern
it be
rock.
like Southern rock, bluesy, that kind of stuff? Like, the opening of Firefly, like that song?
Yes.
Like, take that song and make like 30 songs. Like that, with that same kind of feeling. it's definitely like that's at least that's what I remember. Maybe am I wrong in like in that comparison? Is that a bad like comparison to
No, I
make?
think that's great. I think that I just
Okay.
read somebody in
Space
chat
cowboy
saying,
music. There you go. Yeah.
I like Valkyrians. It's dark country.
Dark country. There you go. Sure. You guys ever watch Do you ever watch Portlandia?
No.
They had this parody where they were this band was making an album, and I think it was called Boing, and that was the name of the album because it was like the theme song from True Blood, the theme song from like all these other ones. They have this like these slide guitars and like these like really deep voices, and it's like it's all music like that. I'm like, you're absolutely on the money with that like parody, but I fucking love that kind of music. I love that like that cliched slide guitar shit. It's great.
Yeah. I'm not. Is Portlandia good? Do you recommend the show? Should I watch it?
It's honestly it's like French fries. It's like it's never going to be the star of the show, but it's decent every time you have it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. It's very hit and miss. Like some of the skits are absolutely hilarious, and some of them are clearly designed for a very certain audience.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
yeah.
Maybe I'll check
This
it
is
out.
okay. This is Rebel Galaxy. Now, is this a whole new game or just like an addition onto the old game?
I've been told this is a prequel to the other Rebel Galaxy. Co.
It is a
Okay.
prequel.
It is a prequel. Co has told me it is a
Okay.
At the very beginning of Rebel Galaxy 1, your aunt gives you a ship, and that is the ship that you fly in Rebel Galaxy 1, your aunt's old ship. In Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, you are the aunt. So you actually play the character that gives the player the ship in Rebel Galaxy 1. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw is a space fighter simulator. It is not a frigate simulator like Rebel Galaxy 1.
That's
The
what I was gonna
largest
ask, like the slow
the
ship
largest
combat,
ship
right?
you can get in RGO is a large fighter. There's a freighter you can get, but its use is limited. But no, what I'll say about this, RGO is the fighter 3D equivalent of Rebel Galaxy. It takes pretty much everything it did and improves on it in some way. There's only a couple things about this game that I didn't like as opposed to Rebel Galaxy 1, but overall it is an absolute blast. I think I played it now like over probably just about 18 hours, and I've been loving it. The music is phenomenal. They have 21 hours of music across 7 different radio stations with full DJs, fake ads, like the whole 9 yards. It is really well done. There are 6 major characters that you can actually have that all have their own quest lines that you can work down. And if you work down them far enough, they'll be able to join you and they'll actually fly around with you and shoot other people. There are, I think, 29 different sectors, multiple different factions, each with their own big sets of ships. Even though you don't fly in frigates, you do fight frigates. So in your little fighter, you can fight, like big freighters and gunships and frigates and every so often. And it's really cool, man. Like I've had a great time with it over the last week, and I've really enjoyed it. The thing for me that this game has done is they have Rebel Galaxy 1 in 2D, which I absolutely loved, but mostly loved because you could fly around in these gigantic ships. And then RGO came out, which showed that the devs, Double Damage, they know how to do this in 3D. Like this completely works in 3D. It's great. In fact, I'll tell you something about the control scheme in just a minute that makes it butter. And what I want now is the next Rebel Galaxy, which is full 3D frigates. Like I want now like this game has whet my appetite for whatever they.
Oh, he's out.
Oh, there he's back.
Good?
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
we're
Okay,
back.
I guess
You're
we
good.
that for a second. But yeah, I'm waiting for the next game already because like it's I can't. They completely nailed the 3D environments with it, and yeah, it's just really fun. The only downside to RGO, unfortunately, is that they tried something new with it in an effort to not have the player need to equipment grind as much as they did in the first one. And I think that the majority of players are probably going to like that. But unfortunately for players like me, it's not the best thing. Because I now have probably third of the game to go through left, but I have the best ship, all the best weapons, and every upgrade.
Oh,
So, and that's very different from the first one, because in the first one you could beat the main story and then grind for multiple more hours to get the best ship, and then you have to outfit it with all the best weaponry, and that's another grind on top of that. So apparently that was like, from what I understand from the devs, that was a bit of a concern. Like, a lot of people complained about that in the first one. I loved it, but they made it a lot more accessible now. So things are a lot more lateral instead of horizontal in terms of progression. Some people like that, some people won't. It was their choice. But yeah, everything besides that, I've pretty much absolutely loved about the game. And here's the cool thing, and you'll see this as I'm doing this here. One big thing about games that have as much movement as this, and in fact, when I saw the videos for this originally, I was a little bit like, this looks like it's going to get a little bit hectic. But here's what this game does. It's really cool. So first of all, before I say this, there's a difficulty called simulation that removes everything I'm about to say. So if what I'm about to say scares you, don't worry, because you can just turn it off. But basically, anytime you have something targeted, you can hold down the left trigger, and it's the equivalent of like flying auto aim. It's a target face button. So whenever you're flying in a full 3D environment and you select a target, you can, right here, see, you hold down the left trigger, and your ship, I'm just holding the left trigger right now,
oh, and it follows it around?
points them. It follows the ship. Now, the gotcha here is that it only loosely follows the ship. So you still have to aim with the right stick. If you just hold left trigger and hold down the fire button, you'll never hit the ship. But it keeps it in front of you, so then you can aim at it, no matter how much you're dogfighting. And especially when you're being attacked by like 10 ships, that using that left trigger button and the target closest hostile is like the only way I could live through many of those fights. It gets to be pretty difficult, especially early in the game when you don't have a lot of equipment. So again, there's a simulation mode for like the hardcore space guys. You can just pop that right off so the left trigger doesn't work. But I played on the highest difficulty with the target lock, and it was great. Like, I'm loving it. It feels super arcadey. Combat is really fast. Explosions are visceral and feel really good, and they're happening all the time. Also with the LT, the movement is super smooth, as you can see. So it makes it just kind of like a lot more fun to watch. One other thing important to mention is I pretty much only played this game in the view you're seeing. The main view of the game is in the cockpit. But if you ever played an old game called Privateer, it suffers from the same thing, where there's so much cockpit in front of you that a lot of times it's really hard to see what's in front of you. Like it's pretty bad.
Me and Zeke both just having a good laugh at that.
Just
Sorry, go
so
ahead.
much
We're just
cockpit.
we're 5 years
So
old.
much. And the worst part about the cockpit is that it's right in your face, and you
God.
can't really avoid it. It's right there, and it's so big. No,
Yeah.
but it is really
It's
cool.
hard
It's all the
to
ships
look
are for
at
you
the
eyes. They all have
cockpit.
different.
It's big.
Yeah.
Anyway, TLDR and everything. This game's awesome. I definitely recommend it, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
Let me ask you, because I didn't play a whole bunch of the first Rebel Galaxy. But what I did play of it, I tried to avoid the combat because I don't like the slow ship whatever combat. And you already mentioned that that's different. But the thing I did like, one of the things I did like about the original Rebel Galaxy was the interaction RPG elements of it. Is there still a lot of like choice based questions and that kind of stuff, like in like on bases and shit like that?
When you get to a base, there's usually bars. You can talk to the bartender. You can play pool. There's a fully functional pool mini game in the game where you actually it's a straight up 8-ball. There's gambling. There's dice. There's slot machines. All the bartenders though are basically just like 5 static things, and they give generally static responses, except based on little things in the system you're in. But then the quests, there's 6 NPCs, and each of them have like quests. But those quests, there's not a lot of RPG to them. They're pretty much all like, here's what you got to do. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the story elements we want you to know. Like, there's not really any dialogue selection like in the first one. Because again, you're playing a character in this one. You're not really playing just like a person flying a ship. Like, this person has her own mechanisms, has her own responses, her own way of talking and stuff. So there have been, however, multiple times when I've been given moral choices. So there was one mission, for instance, where this guy wanted us to stop the shipment coming in. And when we got there, he radioed us and he said, "Hey, look, I know I said that I wanted you to stop them, but actually let's just play it safe and just go ahead and kill them." and the wingman you're with is like, dude, we're not going to kill him. Like, those are civilians. And at that point, you get a selector on your screen. It's like kill or release. So there's stuff like that. And you also do have like an ambient action bar that kind of goes between lawful and pirate. So you can play the game very differently depending on which way you want it to go in that regard. But yeah, there's not really a lot of the big kind of choices from before. No idea what I was doing there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. We should mention, people in chat have already mentioned it, Epic Game Store exclusive. That's
For a year.
Yeah, for a year. If that's something that you're, whatever.
Dude, I don't know. You were gone when I said this. I actually put up a tweet about it.
Oh, yeah?
I ended up having a discussion about the Epic Game Store on my channel.
Uh-oh.
And I realized after this one discussion that, and this is what I tweeted out, I will no longer talk about these three things in my channel.
Uh-huh.
Religion,
Okay.
politics,
Great.
and the Epic Game Store.
Uh-huh.
Because the problem is the Epic Game Store fiasco has gotten so rottenly driven into the ground that now both sides of the argument contain absolute zealotous morons. And it's the kind of thing where they no longer care about the situation. They just care about having their opinion be heard as loud as possible. And that's the same thing with religion and politics, which is the whole reason I don't talk about those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, at the beginning of this whole thing, it was, I could say my opinion all the time, but it got to the point where when I would give my opinion, there would be so many people that would like just go crazy and chat about it that I said, you know what, I'm done. And here's what's the hilarious thing is, when I put this tweet out, so many people were like, oh yeah, well, figures, Mr. Co, bought and paid for by Epic Games. Good job, buddy. Yeah, they were watching the stream. Because here's the thing. The whole reason this started was because I was ranting about how much I hate Epic Games and their practices. And when I said that, there were so many people that were defending Epic Games that I just was like, okay.
Right.
That, it's hilarious because everyone who's been telling me I'm a sellout, it was actually the exact opposite. I was the one hating on Epic. And then chat was the one freaking out about how, oh, just shut up about this already. We already know about this, blah, blah, blah. Like, so at that point I said, you know what? Fine. Like, I've made my opinion clear. I got YouTube videos on it. Everyone knows I hate Epic. I'm done talking about it. Done. This is the last time you're gonna hear me talking about Drop Frames.
There we go.
That's it. Like,
Maybe we should just ban it from the show. Maybe we'll just say, yes, it's an Epic Game Store exclusive and then move on. I'm okay with that.
This is what I tell people now is do your own research and make your own opinion. What does Code think about the Epic Store? I think you should research it and you should come up with your own opinion. If you want to wait a year and buy it on Steam, awesome. If you want to go give the devs a better split and buy it now, awesome. Do whatever you want, man. Like, just stop whining.
I'm kind of like, I'm at that point too. Yeah.
Like, this game is an exclusive. Like,
dude, yeah. No. Like, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We'll let Zeke.
God,
yeah.
Jesus, Co.
Yeah, jeez, man.
I didn't. You are a father.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
By the way, for you at home, they don't hear the beeps. Yeah. Yeah, they just heard.
Oh yeah, no. We hear we heard that entire thing, and I want to say I'm sorry to anyone who's from New Zealand.
Yes.
And especially, please don't repeat that last word because that'll get me in trouble.
Yes. No. We all signed. I'm not even going to say what I was going to. I'm not ready to get into that shit show just yet. Let's move on.
What shit show? Come on.
No. I don't want this.
Come on.
I don't want this in my life right now.
JP.
Come on, Epic Game Store. We talked about that.
Sorry, but it's at this point, it's like art. You just need to put it on display and let other people judge. So if you could please, what were you gonna say, JP?
We all signed the alinity clause, so we're safe.
Oh my God, he said it.
We're all safe. We're good. We're good to go. You know, we're fine.
Did I sign something that I wasn't aware of?
This is vodka. My cat's right over there, and we all know what I was doing during the break.
Oh,
so
right.
I was mama birding that fucking vodka. You know?
Yeah.
I'm still here. We're good.
Remember, guys, it's getting a dog next week.
Yes, Saturday.
Oh, also, did you guys you saw the fake like the fake misheard slur?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I saw
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I saw that and I was like,
man.
what the fuck is going on? And I watched it the first time and I went, Jesus. And then I watched it a second time and I watched another video, like another clip afterwards, and I went, oh, nah.
Let me.
That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Sure, your ears. It's the Yancey, Laurel Yancey shit. Like,
Here's
I
the
think
thing,
I wanted
though.
to hear it the first time, and then I really listened. I was like, nah.
Here's
I don't
the
buy
thing,
it.
though.
That didn't happen.
I'm curious if the two of you do this, or if I'm just like, if I'm trained from my days at MLG. Do you avoid words that might sound like another word? You don't at all? You just say it regardless?
I just talk, man.
Yeah. I definitely, if I know a word is going to sound similar to something that I'm not supposed to say on stream for obvious reasons, or just in general conversation, because I'm a polite human being who's not a fucking asshole, I just won't say them, and I'll just use another word for it.
I make sure to hit them on purpose, like hit them hard on purpose, so people know that I know what I'm saying. Like, if I say someone like, someone went back on a deal, they reneged, right?
Right.
And then what do you call someone that consistently goes back on a deal? They are a reneger, right? So I make sure to hit that because that's the funny part. It's a joke. So people know that they're in the joke with me. I don't like go over it.
Hi, everyone from Live Stream Fails. We stream every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
I
We'd
know
like
what
to
the
come
fuck
check
I
us out,
said.
and
I
our buddy
got no
Zeke over
shame
here.
in what I
Happy
said.
to have you stop
Suck
by.
a dick.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Or not, because actually,
I was
no,
using that as like the
signed the
worst
limited
example
contract.
because it's an example that I've used before many times on my own broadcast. And I just want to say, like,
Yeah.
I make sure to let you guys in on I know what's going on. Little wink to you.
Well, this will be an extended vacation, so I'm excited. We'll be taking I'll be ready for
Hey,
WoW
listen,
Classic
listen.
next Wednesday. when
I've
I'm
been
unbanned.
looking for a way to get a clip that I'm a part of that's
On LSO.
over 10,000, 30,000, 100,000 hits. And the best one that I've got so far is me jerking off with Suda 51.
Right. Yeah, but there's no audio to it, so no one will actually like go visit the stream. It's not controversial. It's just funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Drop
Yeah, I didn't know
frames
Zeke
now
was a
on-
toxic, hateful bigot.
Jesus.
Totally. I am, and I'm outed. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's why I didn't say it, because you go down a path. And that path just ends in blatant racism from Zeke. So, you know?
Yep. Yep. That's. I mean, let's be honest though,
All
JP. How many
paths.
paths don't end
Yeah.
with blatant racism from?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
No, I think this stuff, like, if someone's gonna talk about it, it should be us, right?
Sure, yeah. I just avoid
Don't you
that
think?
stuff.
Like,
Here,
this is Twitch centric stuff.
yes, and we'll bring it back. It's really, really hard to get banned on Twitch. Just don't be a fucking moron, and you won't get banned on Twitch. Don't say racist shit. Don't say words that are, yeah, Zeke. Wait, wrong direction. Don't say things you're not supposed to say in polite situations, and you won't fucking get banned on Twitch. The people that do it otherwise, it's because they do it for views, because it's part of this fucking weird circle jerk hate bullshit that's happened on LSF, where you can like create an entire community around this shit. And it's actually like kind of annoying that it exists, because then the person's going to ultimately get banned because you're going to say some fucked up shit that you shouldn't say in normal polite conversation. And then it just feeds that fucking hate machine. It's this giant cycle.
100% reality TV.
Yeah.
All it is.
Yeah.
I mean, all the people in live stream fails are the exact people that watched the MTV shows a decade ago. Like, it's the kind they want to watch all the people that are supposed to be normal, doing things outside or crazy, or oh, look at all this stuff. Like, it's the exact same stuff. Like, you get, like, I remember when live stream fails used to be full of funny, awesome clips from streamers all around Twitch. Like, if it was a clip that made you laugh, it would go there. That's what it used to be.
Yeah.
And now you go there, and it's just like a handful of the exact same people reacting
To the
what
same
this guy
clips,
said about
yeah.
this person. This guy stole this guy's girlfriend. Can you believe that this girl showed her butt? Like it's tabloid trash, man. It's tabloid.
About that last one,
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. If you feel
The
like
last one is the reason I go there. Just
Yeah.
saying. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
yeah. But no, it's the only reason I even check live stream fails these days is to look at the top stuff and see if there's anything newsworthy, and that happens
Same.
1 out of 50 times.
Yeah.
Like 49 out of 50 times, it's just bullshit about people I could not care possibly less about, and and most of them are not even funny. Like you have to know the people. It's like
right. It's all like an inside joke. Yeah.
yeah, it's like some big inside circle jerk. Like it's
It's funny because I
Unfortunate.
never go to live stream fails, mostly because I don't like to watch rebroadcast it myself. But I haven't gone there in so long that like I haven't gone. I don't go to Reddit. I don't go to live stream fails because like I have noticed that I am super susceptible to negativity. Like negativity will bring me down. Will make me like I get hurt feelings.
Sure.
Like if people say negative shit about me, I'm very sensitive to that kind of stuff. What's that?
I said it's crazy how many people are like that.
Yeah. So I don't even go to that stuff. Like the only stuff I see now is on Twitter. Is the back and forth on Twitter. And
Yeah.
usually I can handle that because it's words back and forth and I'm usually not involved. So I can just like sit there and that kind of stuff. But I get embarrassed for people. And I'm not talking like cringe, but I'm talking like I want to reach through the screen and be like, honey, don't do that. No, stop.
Dude, you want to dad him a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm the exact same way. I am the exact same way, Zeke, where you just want to be like, dude, you really shouldn't be saying that in public. Like, just, one of those situations where you want to kind of put your hand on someone's shoulder and be like, use this before this. Like, just think a little bit before you talk, just the tiniest amount. And sometimes it just doesn't work.
And before you guys say like, why is Zeke like not part of but it's because I know where the line is. And I've done this a long time. I know I toe the line, sure. But rarely, if ever, do I cross the line.
No,
I've done live performing almost all of my life. So my brain is used to this.
Makes sense. I get it.
I've known you a long time, Zeke. I don't think you've ever done anything that, yeah. On the whole
Well,
time.
it's also because I'm not a mean-spirited person. Like I'm loud, I'm ragey. I'll talk shit all day, but like in order to really like dig into somebody, you have to be mean-spirited. And I don't think I've ever been like
I do that all the time. I'm pretty mean-spirited.
You can be. Depends on the person.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You're an asshole, but does that mean you're mean-spirited?
Situational.
Situational, I'd say. Yeah.
You're pessimistic. You're kind of, negative. I don't think you don't like reach out to hurt people.
Yeah, I reach out to touch faith, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Have you heard the good news?
Oh, God. Let's move on to talk about more games.
I need a beer.
Co needs a beer. While he's getting that beer, what is this tech tree for oxygen not included? Jesus.
Oh, my God.
It's like
guys.
Path of Exile size tat. What?
This game is awesome now.
Now? Is
Holy
it not before?
Well, no, I played this game when it came out, and I was done with it in like 2 hours. There was maybe 20 things to do. It wasn't very complicated. It was pretty simple. There wasn't really a main mission or goal yet. Now the game is released. It came out a few weeks ago. It is officially 1.0.
Oh.
And this game is incredible. It is basically side-scrolling RimWorld, like in every way, shape, and form, except it does a lot of stuff that's very unique because of the way that the game's presented and the way that you play it. So I have been playing this now for This is my first map that you're looking at now. I actually started a new one a couple days ago.
Okay.
And yeah, I've just been infatuated with it. Like it's super cool because it introduces a lot of mechanics that RimWorld never had. Like it has really good fluid and gas systems in the game that are super accurate and work like a lot better than I've seen in other games before. There's all sorts of different things you have to balance at once. You have to, manage your power, you have to manage your food and everything like normal, but at the same time, you're dealing with like all sorts of curveballs basically the whole game. But yeah, it's been phenomenal. Anyone who is a fan of RimWorld should check this game out. It's great, and it's by the guys that made Don't Starve. It's by Clay, I think you pronounce it as Klei, Clay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been great. It's been great.
There's a lot happening on screen. Does it explain to you anything, or is it literally just, hey, start clicking?
It does when you first start the game, a lot of tutorials pop up in the top left, and it does a good job of explaining the stuff you really need to know, like oxygen and how that works. The way that the gaseous system works is it actually is somewhat realistic, where some gases are heavier than others. So you have to get oxygen in your colony. You have to make sure it's ventilated in there properly. Carbon dioxide sinks to the bottom, so you have to make sure there's lots of room for that. Hydrogen and chlorine settle at different levels, so you need to make sure that those gases, which are not breathable, are kind of in the right places. There's also a huge amount of farming. There's a huge amount of animals, ranching and animal husbandry. Some of those require specific biomes. Some of them don't. So you find yourself making like airlocked rooms that you pump gas into from other sides of your base. So you like flood it with hydrogen. So your Drekos will grow a pelt, so you can then groom them and get like the fleece. Like it's nuts how deep this game goes. You can tell that they have been working on this game like nonstop for years. It shows like a lot.
Huh.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
Is it pretty easy to reach like a fail state?
Yes, if especially towards the beginning and if you don't know what you're doing. The best thing I can say though, as streamers, is let your chat help you for the first little bit.
Sure.
They will be kind of super backseaty, but there's a lot of very important information that it really helps if you're told like around the same time instead of 30 minutes apart via tutorials. So things like at the beginning how important oxygen generation is, keeping a close eye on your food early and planning out how you're going to get that food. Digging and expanding, you have to be extremely careful about digging and expanding. If you go into the wrong area, it might be too hot. It may have toxicity. It may flood your area with a poison gas. Like there's lots of ways you can die. And even when you're like, for instance, there's also lots of gotchas in terms of expanding where if you don't build it properly or you're not paying close enough attention. Like today, I lost a guy because I dug into an area with poison gas and I mined it out, but I forgot to put a ladder. So he sat down there and suffocated in chlorine gas before I could get the ladder built. And it's just like, well, my bad. Sorry, sub in chat because everyone's named after them. I got you killed. So yeah, here you can see like this is whenever there's like a portal, it's like a printer, a giant 3D printer, and you print out your replicants, which are your little clones. They all have traits and stats and everything, and you can re-roll them, or sometimes they give you care packages and stuff like that. But that's how you get more people in your colony, as your printer charges up, and then you can like let it go. Every single colonist has this skill tree. So every colonist can be skilled into different areas. Some certain things require certain skills to operate or use. Some skills are very global, like the carry weight and things like that. Also, if you see that little hat system on the bottom left there, whenever they learn a skill, you can put a little hat on them. The hats don't do anything, but it makes it so you can easily see what all of your little guys are doing exactly when you do it. There's also a full priority
useful,
menu.
dude.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. It's so helpful, especially if you come from a RimWorld background, because then it's like how to easily identify people quickly. Also, if someone dies, you're like, what's their hat look like? Damn, I got to get another one of those. But yeah, so there's also a full priority system, just like in RimWorld, so you can set people to not do tasks, prioritize tasks, things like that. Clean up spills, mopping, clean up regular items, just like RimWorld. It's again, there's so many tangents between this and RimWorld. It's just this is the side scroller RimWorld, so of course that turns a lot of mechanics on their head. But it all works great, and it's super well balanced and very, very enjoyable. I am now I'm going to be on day 5 tomorrow, and I can't wait to get back to it.
What?
And for the record, in my 20 hours in 2 colonies, I've never made it through more than half the tech tree.
Okay. Did either of you, and I say this because I don't know if there is like a win condition, but did either of you like beat RimWorld?
Yes,
There's
multiple times.
Okay.
The way you beat RimWorld is the same way you beat Oxygen Not Included. Funny enough. In both games, the end goal is to build a rocket and escape wherever you are. So in RimWorld,
Gotcha.
you'd build a little spaceship on the ground, and then you'd load all your colonists into it, and you'd end the game by taking off. In this game, I haven't actually built it yet, but in the very bottom right of the tech tree, there is a rocketry section, and then you can like build the base of a rocket. In the midsection, you have to load it with a gas that's rare and like all sorts of stuff. By the way, for those saying that RimWorld is also 2D, yes. So I probably shouldn't be using. Okay, this I shouldn't say this is 2D RimWorld. This is side scroller RimWorld, where
Okay.
RimWorld is
Top
top
down.
down
Yeah.
RimWorld. Where this is like XZ instead of XY.
Right.
If that makes sense. But they're both in 2D. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's side scroller.
It's the
RimWorld.
Terraria of RimWorlds.
Yeah, it's a great way to say it. It's like Terraria and RimWorld combined.
There you go.
Try saying the Terraria of RimWorld 3 times
The
fast.
Terraria,
I know,
the Terraria of RimWorld.
Terraria RimWorld. Terraria
It's like you
RimWorld.
have marbles in your mouth. Yeah.
But anyway, it's great. It's really well made. It's super solid. Almost no bugs that I ran into.
Wow.
So many different ways to do the same thing. One thing that has been really cool is since I've started playing this game, in the mornings, I just followed the Oxygen Not Included directory on Twitch. So I can just click out on my follow list and just see everyone streaming it. So almost every morning, what I've been doing the last few days is I'll open up the Oxygen Not Included directory and spend like a few minutes in each stream, just seeing how they do things. And the amount of different ways to do the same thing in this game is incredible. So like you can have like I'm using there's like 6 different ways that you can oxygenate your colony. You know, I'm using electrolyzers to take water and split it into hydrogen and oxygen. And I'm using pumps to filter out the hydrogen into a hydrogen power generator, then pumping the oxygen all around my base. And like, you know, that's one way to do it. Or you can use algae, and you can use algae disseminator, oxygen disseminators, and put those all over your base. There's also ways that you can just convert algae directly into O2. There's also tons of other ways to get O2. Like it's wild, man.
Okay.
It's wild. It's a huge game.
What if you might not be able to answer this, but learning curve wise, would you say it's easier to get into RimWorld or it's easier to get into Oxygen Not Included?
It's just like RimWorld. It all depends on how hard you want to make it. So in both RimWorld and Oxygen Not Included, you can play on easier worlds that don't have a lot of hazards and have a lot of resources. And those worlds, for anyone, will probably be pretty easy. But just like RimWorld, this game you start and you select your asteroid, which is apparently where you crashed into. And there's like 9 or 10 different asteroids, and they each have difficulty levels. So the first one, this one, I played this on, I think it was called like a Gaia asteroid or something. Super chill, relatively oxygenated. In fact, there were even tiles that created oxygen on this planet, which other planets don't have, other asteroids. No real hazards, plenty of resources, lots of algae everywhere for oxygenation, food I could harvest. So it was pretty easy. But then my second world I'm doing on an ocean environment. In the ocean environment, instead of like pools of water everywhere in my old one, now it's brine and saline. So that's something else I have to do. Also, I have less resources, and it's a lot more toxic. And also on this new planet, I'm dealing with a lot of temperature issues because temperature is really hard to deal with. There's 9 different overlays, and each overlay is a specific type of resource that you have to manage or deal with. Power, piping, gas piping, temperature, bacterial, oxygen. Like it's wild. The F1 through F9 keys all will completely change your screen with different types of information.
Okay.
It's a big game, dude, but it's so worth learning.
Yeah,
it's
big.
Hugely fun to kind of learn. Like just today, I had such a great time because I have a farm that was overheating. So what I did was I tapped the farm into my water reservoir, and I created a special kind of pipe called radiant piping that lets that's thinner, so the temperature can go easier between the pipe and the liquid. So I would pipe the cold water from my water reservoir across the plants in my farm, which would then cool them enough to grow, and then cycle that back into my reservoir. And now I have an active steam geyser to the top left of my base. It's way too hot. So I'm going to pipe that through a frozen biome to cool that water, and then pipe that cooled water into my water reservoir, which is getting heated up from my farms. So it's like one giant sexy system. Oh, it's so good. And you can do that like as many times as you want throughout the base all over the place. It's so awesome.
So
yeah. It's great.
To take, and you might have said this, and I'm sure you said this in RimWorld, is the progression all based off of resource collecting?
In this game, it's more based off how well you can survive while expanding. So in this one, it's a little bit different
Ah,
than RimWorld, because in RimWorld you kind of had to keep getting people a lot of times to kind of keep things going well. But I noticed in this game, especially as I bounced around on streamers, that most streamers kind of park between 10 and 20 and then will just develop. So they'll move through the tech tree and they'll kind of like knock out challenges as they arise based on all the new stuff they're getting. So like for one interesting way that this kind of manifests is your normal wiring can carry 1,000 kilowatts of electricity. I think it's kilowatts. That may not be the right word, but it can carry 1,000 of the electric unit. And as you add more and more systems on, then your infrastructure will start overloading and randomly damage itself. So you have to rectify that. So you rectify that by researching high gauge wiring, which are really ugly and can't go through walls, but they can move a huge amount of electricity. And then you build transformers and you break down your power grid behind
okay.
transformers regulating the power. And then when that gets too much, there's another tier of wiring.
Sure. I get
So
it.
it just kind of keeps going and going and going. And then, of course, to escape the planet for the rocketry stuff, all of the rocketry stuff is advanced componentry. So you have to kind of work to the ends of the tech trees to get the plastics and the refined metals and all the things that you need to actually build the spaceship. So yeah, lots of lateral and or horizontal and vertical progression.
Okay. All right. I understand what this game is now. I didn't at first because everything just moves so fast and it's all automated, but now I get it to some extent.
Do these
You know,
do
so
the
this is
characters
go ahead.
do the characters in the game have personality like they do in RimWorld?
It's not quite to the level of RimWorld. Your characters will have traits, and some of their negative traits. Their negative traits will affect their behaviors. So, like you have narcoleptics and gaseous people that will literally walk around your place and fart natural gas, which you have to deal with, and stuff like that. There are also, and I thankfully have not gotten to this point, but what's interesting is each colonist comes with a break ability, which is basically what happens if they have a stressful break. Some people get violent, some people vomit, some people fart a lot, some people go to sleep. Like they all have these traits, but that again is really only kind of like in a worst case scenario. So you don't see that too often. I haven't actually seen it at all yet, thankfully, because I build a lot of massage tables to keep my people unstressed. But in terms of personality, no, there is not really like a social system in the game that I've seen.
Okay.
If there is, maybe it's under the hood somewhere. But I have not seen any people function differently than others outside of their jobs and activities.
Okay. So
But I
they
will
don't
say
like
this.
interact with each other, like start
They
hating
do.
each other or fall in love and
No, there is no social status. You have to in this game,
okay.
you're not really dealing with little people. You're dealing with clones. And there's actually what's kind of
Okay.
interesting is if you go around the
You
map.
heard it here. Clones aren't people. Clones aren't people. Go Carnage 2019. For any clones watching.
Yeah, that's for the clones out there.
But like for instance, there is around the map sometimes, like in RimWorld, there will be previous civilization architecture where there's like a steel building with a bio imprint door. And when you go and when you build over to it and dig it out, you can scan your hand with one of your replicants and it will go in, and sometimes there'll be lockers. And those lockers will actually have lore that will go into the game's wiki, like data logs and information about what happened and stuff like that. And the few bits of lore that I've found were about them making the replicants in the game, like them coming up with the technology to print people. And they talk about in one of them how like they're kind of stunted as people, but they can do
Huh.
basic jobs. So I'm guessing that's the game's way of kind of not having a social system because they're like kind of like people. But yeah, I'd love to see something like that in the game. But I'll tell you this right now, Zeke, I have not felt anything lacking by that system not being here. There is so much other stuff to focus on, work on, do, and manage that I honestly think a social system on top of that would almost be too much in some cases. I walk the borderline between being overwhelmed by things to do and actually doing things every minute I play this game. And you can tell anyone that watches me, I will sit there and be like, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. But before I need to do that, I need to do this first. Okay, I need to get the ice biome going, but I need to get the steam thing going before that. So I need to lock down my water reservoir. But I've got the coal biome up there. I want to put my coal production in so the temperature doesn't get that. But I have to deal with this natural gas geyser first. I have to do the wiring here to make the farms. It's always just an ever expanding list of to do that never really gets lower, because every time I do one thing, I notice two more things I want to do.
Sure, it builds on
So
itself.
yeah, it's social system isn't there, but it's certainly not needed, in my opinion.
All right. $25.
I just have fond memories of playing RimWorld and having you, Co, just every time you would get stoned, you'd pass out and need to be carried to the nurse's station.
Wait. Is this RimWorld or the last time I visited you? Oh, RimWorld? What are we talking about?
Fuck, am I bleeding things together?
Maybe.
It happens.
Well, JP was an alcoholic, and he took like eons to get over his alcoholism. Was that you?
Oh, this is
or
your house.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my esports days.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe it was.
Oh,
maybe it was.
no, that is RimWorld.
All a fever
I'm
dream.
sorry. That was okay. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. My bad. I didn't mean to derail you. I'm sorry. I'm
it's
old.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm super high right now too. So I mean,
I might be high as fuck. I'm looking at Zeke's bet. Black Desert Online PS4.
Oh, give me that Skrilla! I got paid.
Oh.
hey Zeke, you remember that thing we were talking about earlier? Now, buddy, you can't talk like that. You need.
Well, I can't talk about them paying me when they pay me.
What?
Give me the Skrill to play the game, and the reason why I accepted is because I never played it before.
How was it? How did you like it? I wasn't good at the controller.
My mind is breaking right now, and it might be the cold medicine I took during the break or the fact that Zeke is playing BDO. What did you think of BDO? How was your BDO experience?
It's hard to say because it's an MMO.
Right.
It's
so
a grinder.
you played like 2 hours of
Hard
an
to
80
know.
hour to get. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's like you get 2 hours of WoW. How is WoW? I'm like, I collected 10 wolf pelts.
Right.
And I got to level 3, and then I learned how to cast fire. Pretty cool. But honestly, like, I had a lot of fun with the character creation. The character creation in the game
It's crazy in that
deep.
game. Yeah, it's real
deep
crazy.
in the game. I had a lot of fun. I spent about a half an hour doing character creation. That's why I went overtime. I made sure to like.
I was
don't
gonna
want
say,
to
what they paying for?
character creation for half an hour as part of the whatever. So I did that, and I went overtime a little bit just because, like, you know, you want to see gameplay. I mean, if you're paying for a fucking sponsor stream or whatever.
Right.
But the character creation is really deep. I enjoyed how much like you can change everything about it: the face, the voice, the hair, the color, like every color you can imagine. You can the hair, the skin, the tall, short, fat, big muscles. You can have them like it's I love that part. It's one of my favorite things in any like fantasy game is character creation. So, anyways, I did the character creation. My character, Grundle Sniff, is a giant barbarian beast of a guy. And he it was I will say this. Starting out, there's a lot of stuff to like I mean, once you open up like all the menus and everything is there. Don't worry about that shit right away. Just go to the first quest giver and just do some questing. Once I like got over, I was like, I'm not gonna learn all this shit in 2 hours. So I'm just gonna go and figure out how to beat ass on like some small bad guys. So that's exactly what I did. I did a quest, and it's honestly the first few hours of the game is just you learning like how to do combat, and it's satisfying combat. It's action combat. It's not like MMO combat. It's not like it's at least not right away, because bear in mind, first 2 hours of playing.
Oh no, it stays like
combat,
this.
From does
what I've
it?
been told, yeah.
Okay, the combat is great, and once I started to unlock combo moves, it started to get really fun and satisfying to kill things. Like, because you're starting off just going like, brr, 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 like doing lights and heavy attacks. And then eventually you start doing like, you unlock this skill where you do this like, you do like a light, jump, slam attack. So it's like, combo move, or become like, at least for the barbarian, become like a big part of how you like conquer things. And by the end of 2 hours, I actually got to a mini boss, I want to say. What's the name of the mini boss, guys? If you guys are BDO people, it's like the first one. It's like, it's not like, it's something nose. It's like big nose. Red nose. There it is. Red nose. Red nose is his name. I got to like the first mini boss, Red Nose, and it was fun to like just chunk him down and do like all the combos that I had learned up to that point, because by that point I'd completed like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 quests, so they go pretty quickly once you get going. The first quests are very, very like baby steps. Go kill 5 foxes or wolves or whatever. Yeah. Go kill 3 tree people. Go kill this and that. And then it's like, okay, now we're starting to get into the story. This is Red Nose, and Red Nose is being betrayed by this little goblin Big Nose or whatever the fuck. And then he tells you like all this, how to summon him and that kind of shit. And then you summon the boss and you go to town on him. The combat is really satisfying.
So Zeke, real quick, a couple quick questions for you. Were you just auto following that line back to the quest guy? Was it?
That's one of the best things. Yeah, it just go and it auto follows you to either your quest destination or the quest giver.
That's kind of cool. And second of all, how did the control scheme work with the controller? Like, are you just looking at the enemy and every single attack you're hitting like X or circle, or like how did that work?
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's like it's like bumper, trigger, jump, like circle does like
an MMO where you're just auto attacking and holding a button, or are you actually
no, I'm pressing the buttons. It's action.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's like light, heavy, jump, slam. Like, yeah, see, and I learned like, okay, I hold back and heavy, and I do this like whirlwind spin to win thing, and that's like one of the bread and butter moves for a barbarian. Is like a spin to win move.
Huh.
Awesome. It's a lot less like thought intensive, and you don't target per se. You just like you just whack. You just whack whatever's in front of you. And I don't think there's friendly fire, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
But yeah.
Man, this looks like a MMO launch right here with just 1 billion people around and 1 billion mobs. It's kind of cool.
That was the big thing about it. It was they're launching. They had a beta on a free open beta on PS4, and that's what they were promoting. And boy,
you were definitely not the only one to do the BDO stuff. Lots and lots of folks were doing it.
Yeah.
Boy, did I get slammed on. Well, I didn't get slammed, but when I tweeted out like, "Hey, BDO sponsor stream for the new PlayStation Open Beta,"
yeah,
and then I get done with my stream, and I look at the comments on my post. They're like, "It doesn't work for Europe. The Middle East doesn't have the open beta." Like, people were fucking pissed.
Sure.
Oh,
I get it. It always sucks. Yeah. That's a shitty situation that sometimes happens for sponsored streams, where
streamers in general.
Well, yeah, like a company will retweet you or something, and so then you become the target of all the fucking like ire on the internet for something that's not working. Happens a lot, but
the company gives you something to give away and then makes the giveaway NA only. It's like,
yes.
Oh,
God, I hate that.
Thank you for making me the poster child of how you don't like to do business in the EU.
Yeah, well, that's unfair to the business. It's
legal stuff.
Yes, it's legal stuff, and it's also expensive.
When I was with Razer, I don't know how they did it, but they were the only people that it's like, they were just like, oh yeah, just send us the winner. We'll figure it out. That's what they told me every time we do a giveaway. We'll figure it out. And I was like, why can't more people do that? Like, just
it depends on. It usually depends on the products. I mean, yeah, it just depends. It honestly just depends on the company and the products and all that stuff. But yes,
it reminds me of like any problem with Twitch is like the 2 people that work at Twitch is like, I'm gonna tweet this at DJ Weed or I'm gonna tweet this at Hassan. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell him how mad I am. It's like, I don't even do that shit, man. I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, man. Man, I could talk about that for a while, but I'm not going to.
I was gonna say.
Wait, do you have personal experience with that, JP? Maybe someone
Maybe.
you're
You never know.
listening
Maybe. Who knows?
Oh my lord.
My voice is not high for any reason except I'm high. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm glad you played. This was one of the only games, one of the only MMO launches where I didn't make it out of character creation. Because I think when this game launched on PC, or I think it launched in closed beta a long time ago on PC, and I couldn't get into it. But I do know the end game is very grindy, like unbelievably grindy. And when you go to like upgrade your weapons, there's a large percentage of a failure state where you can actually just like lose hours upon hours of progression. So yeah, that's all I know about BDO. I don't know anything else about it, but I'm glad you played it. And it's cool it's on PS4. That probably is a huge amount of user onboarding, as we say in the business. Let's fucking move on to something else.
Well, I also woke up that day and my cast was a little bit late because they're like, "Hey, do you want to do a sponsorship for BDO?" And I was like, "Sure." I've never played it before. Is that gonna be a problem? They're like, "No, it's not gonna be a problem. Go ahead." I'm like, okay, cool. So I got it all downloaded on Steam and I was ready to go. And then I get a message from my guys. They're like, "All right, you want to go to PlayStation and do this?" And I was like, "PlayStation what?"
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're like, "It's on PlayStation. That's the whole
that sucks.
thing." And I was like, "Well, fuck. I hope it's not a big dub." Yep, it's a lot of gigs. A lot of gigs. Okay.
Took a while to download, I'm sure.
At least it's free though. That's one thing that's really that. And I know it sucked for region locked or whatever shit, but it makes me feel better when I can promote a game that people can just get and play for free, like Warframe.
Right. Yeah.
Warframe
That's the best
better
kind, man.
about it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how much
For
time?
sure.
Yeah, about 10 minutes. I've not received.
Damn, has it already been
questions.
2.5 hours? Or God, 2 hours 50 minutes?
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's only been like 2 hours and 20.
Oh, crazy.
I feel obligated to bring this up, even though it's not going to be super relevant or super. It's not going to be a big surprise to people that don't follow it. I thought it was interesting. Some of the news that I did catch, because I did have the internet, I would watch a little bit of stuff. In a Blizzard Activision financial report, they left out. It read as follows. Selected business highlights. Activision Blizzard outperformed our second quarter outlook, reflecting strong creative and commercial execution as we continue to reposition the business for future growth across Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Warcraft, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and Diablo. We are expanding our development team so that we can accelerate the delivery of content in our pipeline, pursue new business models, broaden our communities, and delight our players. Rest in peace, StarCraft. You had a good run. It's over. There's no more StarCraft being produced.
By the way, I'd just like to say that Zeke has made live stream fails.
Nice.
I have nice.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Great.
I'm proud of you.
Am I the most
Wow.
watched video yet?
Uh-oh.
It starts with you just dropping the word.
Yeah.
There you go.
Out of context. Woo woo.
Now we
That's
need.
why
Now hold on.
that's why I love live stream fails.
We need
Great.
now. Zeke, are you streaming later today? Oh, you have Nocturne, right?
Yeah, don't bring that shit over there.
No, don't do it
That's
in
not-
Nocturne. But I'm saying in
You can
tomorrow's
do me
stream.
tomorrow at noon. Yeah, you can come
In
on
tomorrow's
over.
stream-
Call me a racist. Call me a bigot.
No,
whatever you want tomorrow at noon.
What I was gonna say in
Okay.
tomorrow's stream, I'll watch it on my stream and give my thoughts on it, and Co can watch it on his stream and he'll give his thoughts on it, and then you can react to our thoughts on your stream,
Yes.
Zeke.
Oh, good idea.
We'll just get into
you
this whole
watch
thing.
it and react to it, JP, and then I'm gonna watch you reacting to that and react to you reacting to what Zeke said, and
Yep.
then Zeke can watch me reacting to JP, reacting to you, me reacting to JP while reacting to what you said, and reacting to that
And
while
then
reacting to your new
Free
reaction,
content.
and watch a second time.
yes, and then I'll pay Dr. Disrespect to watch all of that on his channel and also react to it.
I don't think you got enough money for that.
Fuck.
Because he's worth at least 2 times more than anybody else, right?
Probably is.
He
He's probably. It's what he said. He was in his chat. I saw him. He was in there. He was in there.
Nice.
Hey,
And then we'll drop me and Zeke's sex tape. Perfect.
in 1 million likes, the sex tape
Done.
comes out.
Wait, sex tape? Whose sex tape are we dropping?
Yours and Co's.
Oh, or you weren't awake.
Oh, that's no one wants to see that. It's very awkward and it's fumbly. It's nah.
Let's go from one shit show to the other. Hey, did you guys know that Walmart's taking down violent video game demos and
Oh my god! Again with this fucking bullshit.
man?
And people are saying like,
Is it still? Is it real though?
Let's stop talking. Let's stop like fighting like against this video games. But we all know that it's like you gotta keep calling it out. You can't just not fight it.
It's real dumb.
You can't just not fight it. You can't just not say anything.
Is it?
You know, when people are saying video games cause violence, it's like we've heard it over and over again. But you gotta keep saying it's wrong.
Yeah,
right?
or else
Don't
they
you?
win, right? Because they're never going to stop.
Thankfully, there was a huge outpouring from the gaming community when that stuff started going around. I know Slasher.
Hold on,
the
let me before. No,
He said it. He said.
what world do we live in where we're like Slasher went on Fox News and we're all real happy what he said? Because like that, my brain breaks a little bit with that. But go on, please. Sorry. Go ahead. Continue, Co.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Who is Slasher? Slasher's a good. Slasher's a guy who used.
I was gonna say after all of that, you're gonna say that?
Yeah.
Okay. No, well, here's the. Regardless of what you think about him,
Sure.
it was good what he said and how he said it. I actually watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it was
so
great. He did a great
I
job.
thought the content was really good. I think the tone in which he was reacting to what the person was asking and saying was pretty much spot on. They're like, so, I mean, with all this evidence, don't you think that it... No, it's not, and that's stupid. Like,
Yeah.
he basically was talking exactly like basically most of us would in common conversation. And so I thought that was good, like, regardless. There were also other personalities that went on different areas and were interviewed about stuff. So all of that was good. But no, this situation is just... It's very similar to anti-vaxxing, where it's like, it doesn't matter how much overt research is out there that you can easily get whenever you want to prove a point. Some people are just going to hang on to whatever they need to prove their own narrative, and they're never going to let it go. I mean, it's just the way of the game. And the worst part is it's become political low-hanging fruit. So it's just like how sometimes on Twitch it's like cool to hate on stuff. For politicians, it's cool to hate on video games because all the responsible voters hate them anyway. So it's like, let's just blame it on video games because no one's going to fight that except the gamers, and who cares about them? So it's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. But here's the good news. As our people right now get older and this generation that has never even understood video games disappears, I feel like this argument is going to become more and more ridiculous every time it's made. This last time around, like there was a huge outpouring, even from major news organizations saying that's bullshit. So, and that's good. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we need. Just like you said, every time this stuff comes up, people need to stand up and go, no, that's bullshit. So, yeah.
Well, and we wouldn't have to if it wasn't the goddamn president himself. Like, if it was just some fucking representative from some fucking place and wherever, but it was the president, dude. Like, I'm not saying political views one way or the other. I'm just saying it has to be addressed when the president says it.
Sure. Code, don't do it. Also, I chat.
Are you gonna twist your own neck and break your?
No,
I'm
holding my mouth shut.
Oh, he's holding his mouth shut. Okay. It was really funny, and some people in chat picked this up. I just love that Co had the nicest, most pleasant way of saying, these old motherfuckers are going to die, and we're going to get older. Their bullshit ideals are going to go out the way, and then we're going to be there with the video games are good guys.
I'd like to state for the record that I'm not the one that said that.
You said it in a much nicer way. You said it in the most pleasant way possible. That's what I'm saying.
That was itmeJP that just said that. Can you please take that down for the record? Thank you.
That was pretty good.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
What else is going on? There's just so much stuff. What is this? I'm reading headlines for the first time and learning about this stuff in real time. And then I'm going to throw it to Ko and Zeke to see if they have anything to expand on. Borderlands 3 Take-Two addresses investigation into streamer leaks. What happened there? What was it? Was a
I'm
streamer
out of that
leak?
one.
Oh,
I don't know anything
God.
about it.
What happened there?
Oh my God. So, dude, I don't understand. Like, I swear there's a small portion of the Borderlands 3 devs that want nothing more than this project to die a fiery death in the PR realm. Like, it's incredible. So basically, what happened was there's this YouTuber that kind of made it his thing to get as much information about Borderlands as he could. He data mined, he went into websites and pulled stuff out. He was doing like a lot of super fans do to get as much information as they can about the game. Now, to be fair, he did do a few kind of weird things. Like he was able to put out some information before it was officially made public, and so they kind of gotten under their skin a little bit. But then what happened was some information was flashed. I didn't see the information, but apparently there was some info flashed on a screen during a live stream or something. And he was unable to use that information to get a lot more information he shouldn't have. And then he kind of like went out with it. Oh. So instead of them like contacting him and being like, hey, let's take this down or something, they actually hired people to go out to him. And like he got like a knock on the door. And apparently that's where my information on this ends. And all I know is the whole thing got a fiasco. Apparently, I think his channel was taken down or something. Chat, help me out here. Like it was like 2 private investigators came to his door. He did a bunch of talking. I think they may have threatened him with some legal stuff. I'm pretty sure his channel. He quit YouTube. So he just quit it himself. His Discord was banned. Like, yeah. Oh, he had 8 strikes on his channel because of it. 32 DMCA's, chat saying 7 DMCA's on YouTube, 78 DMCA strikes. Oh wow. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, it was a fiasco, and they apparently just sunk his channel, and like people are pretty freaking furious over the whole thing. The TLDR is it could have been handled in about 1,000 different ways, and they picked one of the worst ways to do it, which is okay because they've had so much good PR lately that this is just oh wait.
Yeah. Man, sometimes you miss stories and it's okay. I feel just fine for not having learned about that until today. So here we are. Oh
wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look into it more. Someone in chat just said that apparently he was charging for info. I don't know any more details outside of what I said. My stuff was in passing on the Twitterverse, which is where most of my information is, unfortunately. But
yeah. I mean, that's where most information is, which is part of the problem to begin with. Okay. Well, is there anything?
wow. Now chat is infighting. Okay.
Nice. Nice. Hey,
some
chat.
people are claiming he charged. Others are saying it's fake news.
Zeke sent me a message earlier, and he said Epic Games Store is great. What do you guys think about it, chat? Also, Ko was in that same thing, and they started fighting because Ko was for it. And I said, guys, stop talking about this. It's obviously a great platform, or else it wouldn't exist. So
exactly,
let us know what you guys think about in the comments.
And every indie developer who has gone to Epic Games Store has been compensated fully, and it's awesome.
Also, we'd like to announce our new sponsors. G2A, check them out. You got some low prices on indie games.
I heard that. Have you guys heard of this site where you can get CS:GO skin?
Really? What's that? Hold on. Is this the one I own? Do I own this one? Oh man.
No, like, have you guys been watching like the Twitter? It's going around now. It's one of those viral things that's going around about like tweet out something that your kidnappers wouldn't know, but all of your followers would say there's an emergency or whatever. And I love watching some of the responses. It's like, and I think the Rami did it too. He's like, you know what? I love hanging out in airports with all my G2A friends or something like that. Like, It's like
That was
his
pretty good.
kidnappers might not know that, but we'd all be like, Rami's in trouble. What's wrong?
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay. So, Subnautica devs, threatened G2A.
Oh,
Put their money where their mouth
I
is.
saw a little bit about this.
G2A said they would give 10 times the lost keys to anyone. So, the Subnautica guys were like, here's the deal. Back in the day, you sold Natural Selection 2 for us. We lost easily $30,000 in chargebacks. So, you owe us $300,000. Well, G2A replied today.
Oh, really? They got a reply. What was the reply? I can't
And
wait.
what they're claiming is that G2A never sold Natural Selection 2
Oh,
because
fuck off.
because Natural Selection 2 came out a year before G2A. G2A wasn't always called G2A. And they literally had another store with a different name, and that's the one that they're now saying, "Oh, not us. No, we said G2A, not the names that we were before. We only meant G2A. That's it. We're not paying you anything." Now what's funny though is apparently the devs can prove that at least a portion of those were actually sold on G2A, so they're still talking about like $66,000 or something. But still, just I think everyone expected exactly that response from them. G2A comes out
me of that.
We're gonna put our money where our mouth is. Subnautica devs are like, do it, and they just go, nope.
Well, it just reminds me of that Futurama quote, like, you're technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I really do pat myself on the back. All those years ago when I got an email from G2A asking if I wanted to be sponsored for some crazy fucking amount. And I said, no, you're actually like morally bankrupt. And I never responded again. Because now I couldn't imagine trying to say like, well, they were good at one time. It's like, no, you're actually always just pure evil. Like you're actually always just a piece of shit.
Many of us had no idea what they were at the beginning because everyone for a while was sponsored.
It was
with
so
G2A.
shady too. Yeah.
All the big streamers were. Everyone was. I mean, I joined in G2A for 3 months or so when I first started streaming because, of course, they come at you with a huge amount of money that you don't normally get offered, and they're like, "Here you go. We'd love to sell keys." And
They
we're
sponsored
like,
like esports tournaments back in the
let's
day.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took. I don't remember how many months I was with them, but yeah. I straight up pretty much the day that I realized what was going on, I left them, and I was actually one of the first with GMG back in the day when they were doing that. But yeah, totally nasty, man.
Yeah.
The part that really sucked is there's still people represented by G2A on Twitch,
Which is
amazing.
crazy. That's
Amazing.
just crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone in chat saying TB knew. Yeah. TB was actually the one that I went to because he told me about him. I was like, oh, never mind then. And yeah, that's where I was just like, fuck those guys. So anyways.
Is there a number? Is there no number, you think? Like that?
Oh, so
What do you
get
mean?
this. So I left G2A, and they were at the time paying me high 4 figures, which was by far more than I was getting from any other sponsor.
That's a lot.
And this
That's
was
also
like years ago.
yeah, 4 or 5 years ago.
They were just like throwing FU money around to get streamers. So I left them first. It was a very public thing. I put out a statement and everything.
Oh, I remember.
I no longer agree with this company. I can't be supported by them. I recommend no one in my community use them. Like, it was a big deal. And a couple years later, someone under my management team was still recommended or still with G2A, and the management approached me and they said G2A has come to us and they wanted to know how much money it would cost to get you back involved. And I was like, I don't have any amount. And they were like,
I remember this.
you're probably going to want to hear their offer. And it was obscene. Like the amount of money that company makes. And here's the thing. I'm at the time when I was getting this offer, certainly not one of the biggest, like barely even a big streamer at that point. And so it was, I can only imagine what the people above me were getting offered and were getting paid by them. And the people that were into the later years, like the people that really stuck with G2A, apparently it was just like every time there was a fiasco, they get a message saying they were getting paid more.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that happened because I think you either talked about it before like a drop frames or something, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then we did a show and we couldn't talk about it for the entire episode. Yeah. Yep, it's crazy. It's crazy. There's a lot of money out there for sure. Anyways, we're done. We're out of here. We're
Yeah,
gonna end it
that's a man. I've turned down so much money from so many different places, like a lot. I've turned a lot of people down.
So wait, Zeke, I'm gonna turn your question back on you. How much is your number?
$10 million.
$10 million.
$10 million. $10 million. I've said this on my cast, on my stream.
Really?
If someone pays me $10 million, like the running gag on my channel is if someone gives me $10 million, I'll show my asshole on stream. It's basically, but it's like a joke. But that's what I'm saying. Like if someone gave me $10 million, I'd still watch Twitch, still be a part of it. But like that means I wouldn't have to. I can just travel around doing whatever.
I really like how you just said. I mean, it's a joke because I know in your mind you're going, but it's really not.
No, yeah. If someone gave me $10 million, I'd do whatever.
Oh my God! Someone call up a Saudi prince. Get him in here. Let's all see Zach's. Wow, that works still with my fucking cold medicine bullshit. Let's all see Zach's asshole live on
call
stream.
me by my Christian name,
Dude, that happened earlier. Before the show started, I called your phone, and in your ringtone it goes,
"Hey, this is Zach.
Hey, this is Zach. Leave a message." And I said, "Oh fuck."
Oh, you did it on the stream, live on the stream. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it was before the show
I might have had
started.
a momentary moment as well.
Oh no,
Moment.
I saw your
But
reaction.
I called the right number. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I was.
I've been thinking about changing that honestly, because most people that call me
or streamer
like know me as Zeke.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just Zeke to everybody. Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know if I have a voicemail. Do you have voicemail, Co? Does it say, "Hey, this is Co"?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I like that Renton in chat said Zeke will whore out for $10 million. I think at $10 million, it's a little bit more than a whore. Like there has to be some sort of like supreme like word for that. Like I'm not a hooker. I'm not like a street prostitute or a sex worker. I'm like the pinnacle of whatever that is.
Hey, you're the. Oh, what? Oh, I like that.
Like a superlative term.
Yeah,
like
Coach just said
grand
it.
supreme.
A coquette.
Money prostitute.
Ninja.
High five. High five.
Do some shout outs for us, Zeke. Thanks for being
Do we
here.
know how much he got? Was it over 10 million? It had to be over 10
It
million.
had to be over 10 million. His
I
asshole
think it was
shown
100
to-
million.
Microsoft
Dude,
got
the last-
photos of his
the last-
asshole everywhere. 100%.
The last 30
He's
seconds.
just showing us. He's just goat see all over Twitch.
No, all over Mixer. Yeah.
All over Mixer. That's what I meant.
Jesus.
Oh, listen. Okay, this is in comedy. The reason why we can do this is in comedy what we call punching up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's Ninja and we're us.
Someone in chat just said Ninja is inside out at this point. And that made me laugh really bad.
He has just like
Zeke, do some shout outs.
Oh my God. Hello, my name is Ezekiel the Third. If you see me on live stream fails, you know that I am just a terrible, terrible human being and should never, ever watch me ever. And I don't know why I'm not banned off of Twitch yet. But if you do feel like watching me, I will be on in about a little less than an hour on twitch.tv/table story for Nocturne, which is a tabletop role-playing game set in the modern day with it's a thrilling suspense fantasy. Like it's not fantasy, it's like high fantasy. It's like Supernatural and X-Files, like, but with lots of intense stuff. Timey-wimey, ghosts and goblins and shit like that. But if you want to catch me playing video games, I'm starting. I'm done with Fire Emblem on stream. I'm playing it tons offline. That's why I was late today. One of the reasons. But tomorrow I'm starting the Devil May Cry series. I've never played it.
Whoa.
So I'm going to be playing the Devil May Cry HD remaster or whatever collection, starting with DMC 1 tomorrow at noon.
Awesome.
Pacific. Yeah.
Nice. I hope you enjoy those.
Yeah, me too.
They're
man.
also
I
my-
actually,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, do you have multiple controllers?
Oh, is it rage inducing?
Yes.
You know, I haven't broken a controller in a very long. I'm trying to think of the last game I broke a controller on.
You might
Wait,
want to
see.
make a run to GameStop.
Are you doing high difficulty runs of those games?
Don't.
I have no
God.
idea. I don't know. Should I?
Oh. Oh.
I don't
Probably.
know.
The games are very difficult on the harder settings, Zeke. So you got to be careful.
Okay.
Also, go buy some more controllers. That's
Oh.
maybe a friend right there.
One of the point and clicks you destroyed a controller, huh? I don't remember which one that was.
Go buy some more controllers. Go.
Well, speaking of that, I played Simon the Sorcerer, which we never touched on, did we?
Oh, next week we got 2 Indie Sundays too. I didn't forget about them. I just
No, next week for me. That's right. I forgot.
Oh.
I'm out for the next 2 weeks.
Oh.
Burning Man, baby.
Oh, shit. We're not going to get a live report from Burning Man where you just get beat up for recording at Burning Man?
There's no
If you
signal
get
out there,
your
bro.
reception there, you should do like a come on drop frames, like a 15-minute drop frames from Burning Man. Let us know
Here's
all
the
fun
thing. Here's the thing.
Dude, I would totally do that if there was a signal, if there's enough of a signal, because you can sometimes get a cell signal out there, but it's super spotty at best. And if there's a dust storm, you ain't getting nothing.
Well, here's
Okay.
the. Go ahead, Co. And then I'll
I was
say.
gonna say, chat just nailed it. Make some recordings. Make some
Well,
make
I
some
do
like,
every year, yeah.
actual
Like last
news
year,
recordings, and then come them down.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
just play them on drop frames. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure, yeah. I'll do that.
Also,
I'll
make sure that
if
someone
I
else
get a
is
signal, I'll
recording
send you
them.
some, yeah.
Make sure someone else is recording him because there's a high chance. Good choice of words. There's a strong chance that you'll think you're recording, but there won't even be a camera on you. So, drugs and whatnot.
Hey, Zeke, what are you doing? I'm dancing for the camera. You're
Shut
out
up,
here by
Co.
yourself. No one else is here, bud. I look pretty for the camera. Okay, go ahead, come on. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna go grab something real quick.
Okay, go grab it. Go do some shout outs.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Ko. I haven't met you. It's nice to meet you. I'm gonna be streaming stuff. It's gonna be a crazy next many weeks. We're gonna be finishing Rebel Galaxy Outlaw tomorrow. More Oxygen Not Included in the morning. Then Friday morning, we're taking a very special early look at Remnant from the Ashes, which is that multiplayer weird monster hunter Bloodborne-y looking game. I have no idea what to expect.
Mhm.
So we're gonna be checking that on Friday. Then this Saturday, we may be checking out No Man's Sky, maybe, depending on how Remnant and Oni is going. And then coming up later, we've got Control, we've got more Remnant, we got Blair Witch. Then in September, we got Surge 2, Astral Chain, Borderlands 3. We have so many games coming up. So make sure to hit that follow button on this channel and me and Zeke's. And yeah, it's been awesome being back. Hope you guys had fun. And I think we'll see you next week, right? We're going to have shows the next 2 weeks, JP?
Yeah.
Is he
Yeah,
coming?
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we will see you next week.
Zeke won't be here, though.
I don't use or condone the use of drugs. I want to say that very clearly. Can you hear me out there?
Yes.
I don't have my headphones on.
We can. You're good. We're good. Let me wait till Zeke gets his headphones back on. Zeke, are you gone next Monday?
No, I'll be here on Monday.
All right. Well,
I'm leaving the 21st.
Okay, cool. Let's. You want to watch some Gamescom stuff on Monday
Yes.
with us?
What time is that?
2 p.m. Eastern. You down?
Okay. So that's 1 noon for me. Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, sorry. It starts 11 Pacific, according to this tweet.
2 p.m. EDT.
Yeah.
Which is, noon for me.
Because you're Central?
I'm Mountain Time.
Oh, you're Mountain Time. Jesus Christ.
Everybody forgets there's a Mountain Time. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
no one remembers that people live in the mountains. It's true.
Well, no one gives a fuck because the only place that's worthy of anything is, I think, Denver, right? Is Mountain Time, and no other place.
It's true. It's true.
Las Vegas is Mountain Time.
Is it? I don't know. Let's not get into time zones. That's Monday the 19th, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, or noon Mountain Time.
Also, for anyone that hasn't heard this, first of all, just to talk about it real quick, what they're trying to do with Gamescom this year is basically turn it into a mini E3.
Yep.
So they've got this showcase at 2 p.m. on Monday where 19 different developers are going to be giving like large release stuff, world premiere content, all of those guys in like a micro presentation.
Yep.
So put it on your calendar. We will all be here for it. It should be a lot of fun. There's supposedly like some people that are having some E3 level announcements at this thing. I know for a fact that there's some game announcements that are happening during this. So yeah, 2 p.m. Monday. We'd love to have you here. It's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun.
All I want to know is when's Marvel? Speaking of that, I watched Evo. I've never watched Evo before, but the way you guys were talking about it, like I went back and watched all the VODs. That shit is fucking awesome.
Hell
Even
yeah,
though I don't know
is,
shit
dude.
about fighting games,
It's great.
that shit was fucking awesome to watch.
Evo's incredible. It's good.
I
Also,
watched the top 8s of 5 games.
yeah, it's really good. It's good stuff. The other thing, on Monday, we'll be testing out a new, won't really matter for the large bulk of you. You're still going to be able to watch it here wherever you want, or here, but you'll also be able to watch it on Ko's and Zeke's channel as well, as we're going to be streaming it out to all 3 channels at once. So we'll see how that goes. We're kind of testing it out, and I'm hoping that we can get everything built, but we should be live on all 3 channels at the same time. It's not a squad. We're not squad streaming. We're not hosting. It's going to be like we're pushing a live stream to every channel. So the chats will be independent.
Most importantly for you guys, especially on me and Zeke's, all of you will be getting notifications when we go live.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like a much bigger kind of community thing. So
yeah,
it'd be really cool.
Yeah. So that should get figured out by Monday, but we'll probably be doing some testing over the weekend to make sure it's all good. But we're way over, so we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching Drop Frames this week. We'll see you Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern for Drop Frames covers Gamescom opening night live, I guess is what they're phrasing that.
Drop Frames covers Gamescom.
Yep, there you go. Drop Frames Con. That's it. That's the name. That's the brand. It's
Drop Cons?
Drop Con. I don't know. We got to work on the branding. We're out of here, though.
We got to work on that.
We'll see you guys next time. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.